Pranam dear friends, my dear Bandhus. Today's episode of these Satwik vlogs, these humane love vlogs. In today's episode, I'll be talking about another topic of avoid this. And today's topic is very controversial. It is very controversial for people who are slaves of their own tongue, of their own mind. So today's avoid this is meat, M-E-A-T, which could be meat of animals, meat of birds, meat of fishes, meat of reptiles, different forms of meat. Why as a Satwik I said, a Satwik is a person who is like living an ideal human life. So as when you want to live an ideal human life, why it is ideally suitable, ideally excellent to avoid meat. I'll give you a situation. In this situation, for example, it is you who is watching this. You are held, handcuffed, and your body is being held by strong people, muscular people, and you are unable to move. And then someone comes with a big knife, big according to you, a big knife, a sharp knife, and you can see the knife shining. And then what those group of stronger than you, those group of people, they are slowly and nicely they are cutting your neck. Slowly and nicely they are chopping your neck, and the blood is flowing out of your body, and you are screaming and shouting, and obviously you won't say, okay, you play your music with your instrument and I'll be having a nice time. You are shouting and screaming. We have these things within our body that when we are happy, some hormones get secreted. And when some good hormones which are good for the body, when we are smiling, when we are in a good mood, when we are watching comedy, and when we are sad, when something bad has happened, or when we are depressed, or when we are in a very bad mood, then another set of hormones get secreted, another, in our body, another strange things are happening, which is not so good for the body, which is not so good for the mind, and which is not so good medically for us. So when something is cutting us, and the blood is coming out, and we are feeling that massive pain, just imagine what all bad things are getting secreted within us, getting, formed within us. These things are getting generated within us. When I say I have got goosebumps, and then somebody tears my flesh off and cut me into pieces and burn me or fry me. It's like hell. Isn't it like hell? For me, for you, when somebody does all those things to you. And when somebody, those strong people, those very macho people, when they burn me or fry me, or when they eat that, all my meat, all my bones would have all those negative, negative things, which was created when I felt the massive pain, when I felt hatred, when I felt abusing to those strong people who were killing me, when I felt so helpless, so much pain, so much abusing the Almighty, abusing everyone, abusing all those strong people. all that thing becomes part of my meat. And when that meat is eaten by all those people who have done this thing, or their relatives or their friends, you know what harm, what bad it can do to them? It spoils their soul. It makes them devilish. It makes them evil. So, as a Satwik, as a person who is dedicated to living an ideal human life, they feel eating meat out of bloodshed is the source, is the seed of evil within you. When you eat that, you know, we become what we eat. Our body is like a temple of the Almighty, like the, you know, the abode of Almighty. Our body is so beautiful. If we make it beautiful, we cannot put, you know, bad things in our body. We just cannot. Because if we put bad things in our body, you know, if we feed rotten milk to our little babies, what will happen to those babies? This is my feeling as a Satwik, as a Acharya, as a selfless teacher who is promoting to make this golden age on earth for our future generation, for our own generation. As an Acharya of Satwik Acharya, I would request you, beg you, advise you, tell you, whatever you understand, not to eat out of killing, not to eat out of bloodshed. Maybe you are not butchering, you are not assassinating, you are not murdering, but somebody else is doing for you. So it is just the same. So what to do if not eating animals? There are so many food. And nowadays, when we have a mall everywhere, when we are not like living in a place where there is nothing to eat, even deserts, even the interiors of, you know, mountains, they have these malls where you can get everything, all different kind of food, all different kind of vegetables, all different kind of dals, all different kinds of roots, all different kinds of other food which are not the product of bloodshed. We can eat them. We can eat these vegetables. We can eat these organic things. We can eat the dals, the dried fruits. We can eat so many things. We can eat so many things and come out of the slavery of our minds. Pranam. And I welcome you to be a Satwik, to be an ideal human being, to be trying to be an ideal human being. Be a Satwik. Pranam.